Here's what I'm reading this week. I am very close to finishing book 3 of the Broken Earth trilogy by N.K. Jemisin. I'm really so close. Ordinarily, I would be flying through this book, and I do really, really want to fly through it. However, I'm trying to savor it because it's so good, and I know it's going to be God tier for me that I just I don't want to get to the end of this series quite yet. I want to live here a little bit longer. I am reading Divine Comedy still extremely slowly. I finally made it to the next part, so I read all of Hell, or the Inferno rather, and now I'm on to Purgatory. It has a very meandering pace, and it's not, suspense driven or really even plot driven. So I've just been kind of taking my time with this, so I will make it through eventually, but I'm actually pretty interested to see what Purgatory has in store because all I ever hear people talking about is the Inferno. So I actually think I might enjoy Purgatory and Paradise a little bit more just because I'll be a bit more unfamiliar with them. Next, we've got this book. I'm not sure if it's called Savannah Naparpa or just Naparpa. I started taking French in middle school. I've always really liked the language, but I've never really managed to become fluent or anything. So I want to start reading in French. So I picked up this book. Anyway, this is like a YA book, I think, and it follows a young girl who lives in Quebec and she goes to Boston to do an English course over the summer, and there's sorcerers and stuff. They go to Salem. So I don't know. I'm listening to an audiobook called Marriage at Sea or A Marriage at Sea. I'm just kind of okay with it so far. Well, it sounds exactly like what it is. A nonfiction book that feels like fiction about a newlywed couple in the 60s, I think, maybe 70s. They're a British couple and they get on a boat and then they get stranded at sea. So at this point, they've been stranded at sea for 6 weeks, and I don't even think that I'm 50% of the way through. Then finally, I just started a new book today from Libby. It's called Culpability. The premise is interesting. Basically, in the first chapter or the second chapter, maybe, this family gets into a crash, but they are driving, or they are in an autonomously driving car, but the son, their 17-year-old son, is in the driver's seat and sort of takes control of the wheel at the very last second. So there's all these kind of questions about culpability and sort of how AI fits into that.